We as people in 2026 have got to be way more careful about who we hang with, who we call our friends or brothers or yo, look at this beautiful girl, yo. This is Celeste. She's 14. She's dead. Her soul rest in peace. But just let me explain. So Celeste Rivas Hernandez is a 14-year-old girl from Lake Elsinore, California. That's a Riverside County. So Celeste is a mere case of a runaway. Celeste has been missing since May 2024. She's born to Salvadorian parents. I know a couple of Salvadorians. They are hardworking people. But basically, May 2024, they had to call the cops. Shocking news, their daughter ran away. I'm sure they were heartbroken, but they were confided in the fact that she was actually still posting online. So it wasn't like, like a kidnapping or anything. They knew she was fine, but she ran away. So they reported her missing. And all through the point of her missing persons report from May 2024 to early 2025, Celeste is posting. She's on the internet. So it's not like her parents have a fear that she's hurt. They just know she ran away, but she's alive. Now, Celeste keeps posting pictures with one particular person. Keep in mind, her parents already have a name as to who they believe her boyfriend is, and it's David. And she keeps posting, guess who? David Burke. Now, David Anthony Burke is a rising alt pop star. When I say rising, I mean that boy was gonna be a megastar. He was doing 3 years ago was doing numbers like 299 million on a song. That was 3 years ago. So using the word rising, yeah, you get the point. Now, David Burke was born in Queens, New York, raised in Houston, Texas. Before we really bother about where this boy was born and raised, bro, he was 21 years old. David Burke was 21 years old. Celeste was 14. How's nobody I'm gonna calm down. We talk about this. Hold on. Now, David grew up in a very strict religious household. Now, I'm only saying this because I'm going to get to a point, so I need you to pay attention when I say he grew up in a very strict religious household. He played piano. He even got homeschooled, and he was in a church. He was in the choir, for God's sake. But just listen. Due to the fact that he was in the choir, you could see he already had like a little music background. It was understandable. He was gonna do music at some point. He already had a little experience doing it. But it wasn't until September 2022 that he had a big break where he got noticed by the same label that signed, believe it or not, Billie Eilish. By the way, we just made a video about Billie Eilish. I need y'all to go check it out for me, please. I'm literally on my knees for this. Yeah, anyways, previously, David Burke was only on Fortnite. He was gaming on YouTube. And, that sort of led to his music career because he got sued by Fortnite at some point for making music, like a montage on there. And it was a copyright infringement. And he was like, you know what, screw this. I'm going to make my own music. And you know what he did? And that led to the David Burke that I want to say we know, but that is known. I kind of feel bad talking about David. Let's screw David. We're talking about Celeste. I just want to get the story straight so you know who you're dealing with. Fast forward September 28th, 2025, the police gets called to a Los Angeles tow yard, the LAPD, because apparently there's some foul odor coming out of Tesla Model Y. Now, this car was left there for 11 days before somebody eventually called to get it towed. And when it got to the tow yard, somebody's like, yo, there's some really funky smell coming out this car. So the cops get called. I really don't know what the limits on TikTok and YouTube are. I'm really new to this, but this is graphic. So they open the trunk of the Tesla Model Y. The cops get there. They open the trunk of the frunk. They call it a frunk because the trunk of the Tesla Model Y is in the front. They open the compartment that's in the front, and basically they unzip two bags. There's two bags. Keep in mind, they unzip the first one. There's a head and a torso. They open a second bag, decomposing, by the way. They open a second bag, and there's legs and arms. Somebody had mutilated a human body, kept the head and the torso in a separate bag, kept the arms and the legs in a separate bag. But they later found out that this was Celeste. Now, the next thing to do is find out who the car is registered to. And guess who? David Burke. How do you look at somebody like this? How do you look at somebody this beautiful? We'll leave the beauty. Somebody this young, 14-year-old, and you have the heart to, like murder the person and then mutilate the body. Like, I don't know, like where church and choir and piano lessons teach you how to do this. Come on, yo. Now, this is the part that irks me. Like, although the cops know that the car is registered, the car they just found a mutilated human being in belongs to David Burke, they don't immediately arrest him. Like, they leave him out on the streets. He's out performing, doing God knows what. He even goes out to release a song called Oh Celeste. Really? At this point, I feel like he's just mocking the case, the cops, and the body that he just caught. The young 14-year-old Celeste Hernandez that he just. I would be pissed if it was my daughter. I'm just saying. So, although they found the body of Celeste Hernandez September 2025, it took them a month, November 2025, to list David Burke as a suspect, even though they found her body in his car or car registered to him. It took them even longer till April 20th, 2026 to arrest him. But that's good news because as of April 20th, 2026, David Burke has been arrested and charged for the murder of Celeste Hernandez. Like the LAPD got to do better. I mean, it took y'all this long. I'm hoping you throw the whole book at this kid. Nobody deserves that, yo. She was only 14 years old. She had her whole life ahead of her. Regardless, man, I'm hoping he gets a couple life sentences, man. What y'all think about this? Let me know in the comments.